Community Preservation Committee, April 12th. I would ask that if anyone wants to speak, that you raise your hand. It got a little crazy the last couple. So put your hand up, you will be recognized. Just start talking, you will be muted. So, the beginning of this, I wanted to talk about the Deer Hill softball. When we were presented with this originally, the field was described. Tom?
Do we need to do a roll call to sign in?
Sorry, roll call. All votes have to be roll. So Tom, since you started it, we'll let you go first.
Tom Reardon here.
Paul Schubert here.
Tom Callahan here.
Susan Sardina here.
Thank you, Susan. Michael?
Susie Wadsworth here.
Eric Eisenhower here.
And Michael?
Michael Dickey here.
All right, Russell Vanetti here. Good catch there, Tom. It was described as being unusable. It is being used, to the best of what I can find, by the girls' field hockey and lacrosse teams. There's a few people on the board were concerned last week or the week that it was being discussed with what implications this maybe have on Title IX. I tried to find out if this might interfere and to what degree with the girls' field hockey and lacrosse. I don't know if anyone's had a chance to look at the most recent thing that I sent out, which was what was presented to the school committee. And if you look at it, there's a few pictures. The baseball field will extend fairly well into the field that they play lacrosse and field hockey on. I talked to Steve Rotundi this afternoon. He had some concerns about if there were games at the same time. If they were third graders, maybe it'd be okay because they're not going to hit the ball that far. Other than that, there could be some scheduling issues. And I think we need to be careful that where this is town property being improved with town money, that we make sure that nobody in town is going to come out on the short end of this thing. One of the other things which was not made real clear was how there's going to be a temporary fence out in the outfield, and that's certainly going to interfere with any games going on out there and how that's going to be handled. How do you remove it? Where are you going to store it? Things like that. And also in the proposal to the school committee, there was originally going to be a request for a waiver of any fees, user fees, for the CYBSA. That has since been changed to, if the CPC grant doesn't cover the expenses in redoing the field, they retain the right to ask for a waiver of fees. Again, this is a town property. Everybody in town should be able to be using it. A waiver of fees, to me, is out of line. I tried to get a question in at the school committee last week. Wasn't allowed to appear live anyway. And one of the questions I had is to define if it's not covered by CPC money. If we gave $18,000, say, and it ran to $19,000, does that mean the fees come back? Where does that start? And nobody gave an answer to that last week. And those are things that had made me somewhat concerned, to be honest with you. Since then, we've gotten a letter. I think everyone got it late this afternoon, that Andy Sim had written to the school about the waiver and things like that. But in there, they also mentioned that because of our money not being able to be released until the beginning of the fiscal year, that would throw the project off to the point where it would not be getting done this spring. Which to me begs the question of if we were to either rescind the vote or suspend the vote, and the work can't be done until we take it to town meeting in the fall, how much of a problem is that going to cause? I asked Steve Rotundi that today, as far as how's that going to affect any school activities. He said that it wouldn't affect school activities, because I think it's utmost that we don't do that. So those are some of the things I'd like discussed. If anyone else has stuff that they looked at as they went through it, I'd be glad to entertain any questions from the committee. Tom? Anything?
Me?
Yeah. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I forgot I had two. Tom Callahan.
I think it's between field hockey and baseball to work out their schedules. I don't see where the fee waiver is an issue for us. And I think we should go forward with the vote that I thought we took 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Tom Reardon?
No, that sounds right to me, what Tom Callahan just said. But I also thought I saw in some communication that the baseball and lacrosse people had been working out agreements on scheduling. So it might be good to hear an update on whether that's accurate or not.
Okay. All right. Paul Schubert.
So a couple things here. The school committee does have authority over that, although it's town property, it's run by the school committee. So whether they decide to not charge if it's a nonprofit, when I was on it before, we would not charge things like the cancer walk or the ALS walk, or if somebody wanted to use it, it was a nonprofit for a use. It's entirely up to the school committee to decide that. From the use point of view, it's up to the schools to decide how they do their schedule. I mean, you can have the lacrosse and the softball people work it out. I think from the CPC point of view, if it's a reasonable project, regardless of when the monies get allocated, that's really my view. That's our goal is to say yay or nay, and I'm fine with the previous vote.
Okay. Mike Dickey.
I'm good. I'm good with the previous vote.
Okay. Susan Sardina.
I would say yes to all of the above. I'm fine with what we did. I think it's up to them to try to work out what differences and build it as whenever they can.
Okay. Susie Wadsworth.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I had a question on the funding. This is roughly $20,000. Is that
Right.
correct?
Yeah.
But those are regular labor rates. They aren't prevailing wage. So I don't know if there's a significant difference between the two. That was one of the questions I had.
Okay. Mark, would you like to answer that?
I think with I think the amount of money is below the amount that requires the prevailing wage and, the public bid process, which is, I think, did you just ask that, the prevailing wage restriction requirement?
Susie?
I believe there is. Isn't there?
Not for that amount of money. That's below,
Okay,
that's
fine.
below the amount, right?
Okay,
I
thank
think
you.
what's required from a procurement point of view is that you have to get 3 bids, which we did get.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Eric, did you have any? Have I already asked you or no?
No, you haven't asked me, but I'm fine with the prior vote, Russ.
Okay. Well, that would be the end of the discussion then. If anyone has any other questions, please bring them up. Otherwise, we'll stick with the original. Should we revote it, or we don't need to if we're not changing anything, right? Okay. All right, great. All right, moving on. I'm sorry, is someone speaking?
No,
Okay. All right. Most of what's left on the agenda is pretty much housekeeping stuff. The Cohasset Swim Club, because of the problems that COVID has caused them, would like us to extend the grant by 18 months. We could do that tonight, or we can wait until their first bid runs out, which is another 2 years, or and extend it then. I don't know how anyone feels about that, but if anyone wants to weigh in on it. Tom Reardon?
They wanted the 18 months starts when, the extension?
The 18 months, it would be fiscal year after next. So that would be what, 23? They're looking for an extension until 24, 25.
My instincts would be to let it run and face that issue at the time.
Okay.
The project may have changed, they may not have done it. There are a lot of variables. So to give them a 3-year, 4-year grant strikes me as unnecessary.
Okay. So hold off is your feeling on it, Tom?
Yes.
Okay. Paul Schubert. How do you?
Yeah, I'd go either way. I mean, the only thing it would do is it would give them a little bit of security that they know they have the funding going forward, so that there's a little
Right.
bit of firmness of continuing the work. That's all. But either way, I mean, they can
Okay.
always come back in a few months.
All right, Tom Callahan.
yeah, I'm with Paul. Either way, it's fine.
Okay, Susan Sardina.
My inclination would be to go ahead and grant them the extension. You know, we've put aside the money for it. And if they need the extra time, you know we approved the project. So, you know, I would grant them the extension.
Okay. Michael? Hello, Michael.
Yeah, always double click the unmute button. It's it is what it is. Look, seems to me that it's a reasonable request. Certainly, you know, the COVID-19 pandemic has thrown everybody's plans out of whack to one degree or another, and again, I don't feel strongly about it one way or the other, but if they want the extension, I don't think I have any good reason not to give them what they're asking for.
Well, I mean, Paul's point is well taken, that it gives them the security of knowing that their funding is going to be there. And, you know, they can deal without having to worry of the whole thing coming down on their shoulders. Susie Wadsworth.
Sure, I'd grant the extension. Didn't we just vote another 15,000 for contingencies a couple of weeks ago for this project?
No. No, that was for Milliken Field, I believe. But
Yeah,
no,
okay, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about Milliken Field.
no, talking about the pool.
Swim club.
I'm sorry. Yes,
Um,
definitely.
Okay. Eric?
Yeah, I don't have a strong feeling either way. I tend to take the point of view of Michael, so I'll support his view, which is if it's convenient, you know, now's the time to do it.
Okay. Do I have a motion? Or Diane, do you have anything? I just saw you down there. Evidently not. Okay. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to extend the grant to the Cohasset Swim Club refurbishing for 18 months to fiscal year 2024.
In order
Okay.
to make this sort of unanimous, because I could go either way as well, I will second that.
Okay.
Okay.
All in favor? This is a roll call vote.
Susan
Tom Reardon?
Sardina. Oh,
Ah,
sorry.
Susan. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say aye.
Okay.
Aye,
I kind of figured. Now, Tom.
Aye,
Uh,
Tom Reardon, aye.
Paul Stewart, aye.
Eric?
Tom Callahan, whatever.
Michael Dickey, aye.
Susie,
Susie Wadsworth, aye.
Eric,
Eric Eisner, I.
Russell Benetti, aye. Okay, we have a couple of projects that the funds are expiring, so we have to extend them. I think in all of these cases, we can extend them a year without any problem. First one would be to extend the funds for the Milliken Field project, which is the snack bar. And that goes to the tune of $133,186. Any discussion on that? Okay. Can I get a motion to extend them?
Make a motion, we extend the Milliken Field Open Project Fund of $133,186 for 1 year.
Okay, a second.
Second,
Thank you. All in favor, roll call vote, please. Tom Reardon,
Aye. Tom Reardon, aye.
Paul Schubert, aye.
Eric,
Eric Eisner, I.
Susan Sardina,
Susan Sardina, aye.
Michael,
Michael Dickey, aye.
Susie Wadsworth,
Susie Wadsworth, aye.
Tom Callahan.
Tom Callahan, aye.
All right, that's unanimous. Vote to extend the CYBSA bleacher dugout project. 35,000, I'm saying, yeah, okay, sorry, Mark. 3,500.
Maybe we better revoke that if it's 35,000.
Yeah, I think so. $3,544.90. You're gonna help you on that, Mark?
That'll help. Yeah, yeah, we'll definitely be able to get that done.
In a year? Okay. I didn't hear the last two sentences, but I assume you're in the affirmative on it.
In the affirmative. Absolutely.
All right, roll call vote. Tom Reardon,
Tom Reardon, aye.
Paul Schubert, aye.
Eric,
Eric Eisner, I.
Susan Sardina,
Susan Sardina, aye.
Michael,
Michael Dickey, aye.
Susie Wadsworth,
Susie Wadsworth, aye.
and Tom Callahan.
Tom Callahan, aye.
Russell Benetti, aye. Now, as you all know, we have the little buckets that we have to put 10% of our income into every year. This still has to go to town meeting. I don't know why, honestly, because if we vote no or town meeting votes no, we're going to do it anyway, because it's the law. But our income this year between the state match and the town contribution, we're estimating at 681,000. So we're going to put, this vote is to put $68,100 each into historic recreation and open space, affordable housing from the FY22 income. The affordable housing is not referring to the Affordable Housing Trust, but to affordable housing as a category. Any discussion? Great. Anyone like to make a motion?
I'll move that. I move that we allocate $68,100 each to the historical, recreation, open space, and affordable housing accounts from the fiscal year 2022 account
that's it.
of balance.
All right, that was Susan Sardina. Any second?
I'll second Susie Wadsworth.
All right. Tom Reardon,
Tom Reardon, aye.
Paul Schubert, aye.
Eric,
Eric Eisner, I.
Susan Sardina,
Susan Sardina, aye.
Michael,
Michael Dickey, aye.
Susie,
Susie Wadsworth, aye.
Russell Benetti, aye.
And I vote aye. I vote aye for the hell of it.
Okay.
You missed it.
There's no picture of you in there, Tom. What are you doing?
I'm here.
Okay. Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
The only reason I've been going in the order is because, it's the screen, but I didn't see your picture down there. Anyway, sorry,
Whatever.
whatever. Okay. What's left is 442,000, well, almost what's left, $442,650,000 goes to unreserved funds. Any discussion?
So
Thank
a
you.
quick question. So the unreserved funds are pretty much a blanket source of income for all the three,
Yeah,
portions, correct?
yeah, because when you look at the balances that we have, we wipe out the individual balances pretty much every year and rely heavily on the unallocated.
Russ, what is the total of the unallocated now with
Total.
this addition?
Let's see here. It's a good thing the camera angle doesn't show you what a mess my desk is. Available for May. Unreserved, $3,237,374, and we can't forget the 40 cents. Our balance in historical is $115,509.57. In open space recreation, it's $189,834.98. In community housing, it'll be the 68-1 that we just voted. So our total funds are $3,610,818.95. We took a big bite out of that this year, though, with some of the stuff that we're granting.
Russ, can that go in our minutes?
I'm sorry?
I was just going to ask if maybe for Angie, if that can go into our minutes, please,
Sure.
those breakdowns.
Okay. So do I have a motion to approve that?
I will.
Okay. State your name, please. We know who you are by
Okay.
your picture.
I want to make Susan Sardina. I move that we allocate, I guess this, I'll read from the amount that was written, $442,650 to our unreserved account.
Yep.
For the fiscal year 2022.
A second?
Second. Paul Schubert, second.
Roll call vote, please. Tom Reardon. I almost said Paul Reardon.
Tom Reardon, aye.
Paul
Uh,
Schubert, aye.
Eric,
Eric Eisner, aye.
Susan,
Susan Sardina, aye.
Michael,
Michael Dickey, aye.
Susie Wadsworth,
Susie Wadsworth, aye.
and Tom Callahan.
I'm Callahan, aye.
Russell Benetti, aye. So that's unanimous. The next is to vote an administrative budget of $34,050, which is, it sounds like a ton of money, which it is. Particularly since last year, I think we spent less than $4,000. Every year, we usually don't spend anywhere near what that money is. Don thinks it's good for us to take it just in case we need it. And it all, whatever we don't spend gets turned back. That, after the trip that we take to Cancun for a week.
As long as we don't go to St. Vincent to the volcano.
Yeah, really, that'll be second place. But last year, like I say, we spent around $3,400. Anybody have a question on that?
Yes, so I do. So one quick comment. The one thing that we do from the CPC point of view, it runs its own legal bills.
Yeah.
So certainly it's fine for anyone on the board to go to town council, but it's helpful if it goes to the chair first so they're aware of it, so that unusual legal bills don't show up. The sort of things that are under retainer aren't always covered by CPC, so we sometimes have to pay out of the CPC's own pocket legal bills. That's all.
Thank you very much for that one, Dr. Schubert. God love you. Yeah, I'm more than willing to let anybody talk to town council, but we recently had a few people who contacted him, and then $200 an hour, you can run up a pretty good bill pretty quick. So I appreciate that. So do anyone else have a question or comment on it? All right, have a motion to allocate $34,050 from the income for the administrative budget.
Paul Schubert so moves that we transfer $34,050 from the income to the administrative budget for fiscal year 2022.
Okay, a second?
I'll second Susan Sardina.
Thank you. Thomas Reardon.
Tom Reardon, aye.
Paul Schubert, aye.
Eric,
Eric Eisner, aye.
Susan,
Susan Sardina, aye.
Michael,
Michael Dickey, aye.
Susie Wadsworth,
Susie Wadsworth, aye.
Tom Callahan.
Tom Callahan, aye.
Okay. We would next approve the minutes of 3/8, 3/22, and 3/29, but I don't believe we got 3/29 yet, unless I haven't checked my email. So, well, you want to do 3/8 and 3/22, or did you guys get 3/29?
I did not get 329.
I don't
Okay.
think so yet.
Okay. Yeah, Angela had a little mishap and whacked her head and kind of threw her behind a little bit. Hope she's feeling better. But for the sake of tonight, we'll do 3/8 and 3/22 minutes. Anyone have any questions on them or corrections to them? Okay. Anyone like to make a motion to accept them?
Make a motion to accept the minutes of 3/8/2021 and 3/22/21 of the CPC, Town of Cohasset.
Thank you, Paul.
Second.
Second? Okay.
Second. Whoever.
I'm sorry, Tom?
Second, yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you had a question.
No,
All right, roll call vote. Tom Reardon,
Tom Reardon, aye.
Paul
Paul
Schubert, aye.
Eric,
Eric Eisner, aye.
Susan Sardina,
Susan Sardina, aye.
Michael,
Michael Dickey, aye.
Susie Wadsworth,
Susie Wadsworth, aye.
Tom Callahan.
Tom Callahan, aye.
All right. Any comments from members of the public? I guess not. Well, wait a minute. What's this? No, that's not. Okay.
Russ, I do have a question.
Yes.
May I please? I don't know if Annie's with us on this meeting. I thought she was going to be. If she has completed the minutes for 3/29, would it be possible for her to send them now? We could look at them now and approve them all at the same time? Or is that not feasible?
Well, it is on the agenda. We do, we have, I believe, I didn't hear back from Don yet, which doesn't mean he's dodging me because I didn't get in touch with him till 5:30. Between being the end of his workday and having a young baby, I'm cutting him plenty of slack for not getting back to me. We do have what appears to be one last bond payment, 20-some thousand dollars. I don't have an exact figure. Where it's not on the agenda, I suppose we could say under the 48-hour rule. I'd rather not use the 48-hour rule unless it's a real emergency. So we may have like a 10-minute meeting in another couple of days, and we can save the minutes till then. I don't know if Angela's still listening in, if she wants to send those out. Chris?
Angela had to drop off. Her connection got really squirrely.
Oh, okay.
I'm your behind the scenes host. I'm afraid I do not have the minutes. So.
Oh, it's okay. No big. We can have a
It's
quick meeting.
just a question.
Yeah, oh, no, that's a good one too, though. No, we'll have a real fast meeting in a week or so when she has. Our stuff went in front of the select board last week, and, oh, Chris. Yo, Chris. Did the 200,000 transfer from the Tredis Fund over to the housing? Did you guys vote on that at the select board?
No, they haven't voted on those yet. They're going to vote on them at their next meeting.
Okay, because Taffy Nothnagel had gotten in touch with me and said she hadn't recalled whether that was brought up in front of the selectmen's board or advisory.
Advisory did take it up. I believe they voted. I think I don't have their votes in front of me, but I'm pretty certain they approved. They recommend you folks.
I think that's
We
right.
got I was gonna say, we got the next best thing. Meg's here. You want to give us a quick rundown of what went on in front of you guys with us?
Sorry, I am also monitoring a very, very energetic 3-year-old. Hold
That's
on.
fine. Oh,
I-
you don't have to mute it.
I am embarrassed to say I don't actually remember. We've had so many meetings, but Chris may recall what we've actually voted on versus what we've just discussed.
Okay.
But I know we still have a slew we've got to vote on. I think on Thursday we're doing that, Chris.
Yeah, there's a wrap. They're going to pull a lot of things to. They meet again tomorrow after the select board meeting to wrap the budget, and they go to their meeting on Thursday. I believe, and again, I'm fairly certain that they voted on. I don't have their minutes yet in front of me.
I
So
think
I think everything's fine. No one's raised any objections to anything, Russell. That's your question.
Correct.
Okay. Now, tomorrow night, I noticed there was a discussion of the acquisition of a conservation restriction on the property on King Street. Would you like anybody from the Cohasset Conservation Trust to appear? Jeff Wall?
I think someone's actually scheduled to appear tomorrow. I don't remember who. I think that was the point for tomorrow night, Russ, was they just wanted to explain the transfer a little bit more deeply. And I forget who. Diane had lined up someone. I don't remember who, but someone from the
Okay.
tomorrow night.
All right. I'll tell Jeff to tune in anyway. Okay, members' comments. Tom Reardon.
No comments.
Okay.
No
Dr.
comment.
Schubert. Eric Eisenhower.
No comments.
Susan Sardina.
No, everything's great.
Okay. Michael.
Michael Dickey, no comments.
Okay. Susie Wadsworth.
No comments from Susie Wadsworth.
Tom Callahan.
Nothing for me.
All right. Nothing from me. The last thing we need is a motion to adjourn. We did
So
this
moved. Paul
we-
Schubert.
pretty quick tonight, about 30 minutes. Paul Schubert has made the motion. Who'd like to second it?
I'll second it.
Okay,
Okay.
Tom, go for it.
And who dares vote against it? But we got to do it, right? Tom Reardon.
Tom Reardon, aye.
Okay.
Schubert, aye.
Paul Schubert. Eric Eisenhower.
Eric Eisner, aye.
Susan Sardina.
Susan Sardina, aye.
Michael Dickey.
Michael Dickey, aye.
Susie Wadsworth.
Susie Wadsworth, aye.
Tom Callahan.
I'm Callahan, aye.
I just got a note from Angela that she doesn't have them finished for 3:29.
Well, let's just all hope she's feeling better every day.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, where her health certainly is much more important than those. All right, well, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Russ.
Thank you.